Hi there. Thank you for joining the Art Gallery of Regina for part 2 of our members show and sale live tours over Zoom and Facebook on the Art Gallery of Regina page. This is Sandy Moore. I am the curator of exhibitions and events at the programming at the Art Gallery of Regina. And I'll be leading you through part 2 of the tour, covering the artworks that we didn't get to yesterday. And the tour is being recorded. It will be available on the Art Gallery of Regina's Facebook page and website for you to watch at your leisure. The members show and sale is an annual show the Art Gallery of Regina holds, and it's also one of our most important fundraisers of the year. So we appreciate the support of our members contributing works to the Art Gallery of Regina's show and sale. And we also appreciate the ongoing support we receive through the year, again, from our members of the community, and of course, our funders, the City of Regina, SaskArts, Sask Culture, Sask Lotteries, and our sponsors, Terry Dunand from Remax Crown Real Estate, TD Asset Management, Affinity Credit Union, SaskTel, Epic Art and Design, Harvey Lynn & Associates, Flowprint, and Dawn Hall Photography. And thank you to those of you who are joining us either on the Zoom or on Facebook Live right now. Very much appreciated. So we're still actually 4 minutes before the official start time, but I will keep kind of going through our many thanks before I focus in on the artworks. And also thank you to my colleague Jess Richter. She did part 1 of our member show and sale tour yesterday, and also helped, this year was a little unusual for us at the Art Gallery of Regina. We didn't necessarily anticipate that our doors would be closed due to public health orders and, of course, our interest in protecting people from the spread of the COVID-19 variants of concern. So instead of relying upon the many volunteers who make this go so quickly, it was really just Jess and I doing everything in the gallery this year. And, we are really, again, grateful to have each other to do this, but also grateful that you are helping us do the show and sale online this year. You can buy artworks and view them all through our website, artgalleryofregina.ca, or you could give us a call at the gallery, 306-522-5940. Please remember that this video tour today is being recorded, so ensure that the microphone icon has a slash through it and you are muted. And feel free to use the chat window, especially if you would like me to provide some other information or maybe more shots of certain artworks that you're interested in. And also I recommend, if you're tuning in through Zoom, to select the speaker view option under the view options. And finally, I would just like to acknowledge that I am joining you today from the Art Gallery of Regina inside the Neil Bothwell Civic Arts Center. And the City of Regina is located on Treaty 4 territory, the homeland of the Nakota, Cree, and homeland of the Métis Nation. And if you are watching from elsewhere, another treaty territory, unceded territory, or a place outside of North America, please consider your relationship to the land, original inhabitants of the land, and how much we can all create relationships with the land and other people and their knowledge of the land. All right, so I see quite a number of people are tuning in, and we are just 1 minute from our official start time. So as you can see, I've just got a general kind of gallery overview. I'll do a little bit of maybe a spin around, but where I am right now in the gallery, this is what you would see if you were coming in the front doors to our gallery. So going kind of counterclockwise. And again, you can see all of the incredible artworks by Art Gallery of Regina members. I'm just going to tilt this up a little bit more. On our walls and on pedestals throughout our space. So it really is quite extraordinary just to have so many artists supporting the Art Gallery of Regina with their artworks. We do appreciate it.
Yes. Normally we have an army of volunteers who really make this show happen in pretty quick time. And this year, because of the closure and not being able to open our gallery space to anyone from the outside, it meant that just Jess and I were responsible to mount this entire exhibition this year. And Jess put together these wonderful pairings of artworks on the pedestals that I think really enrich all of the artworks. This item here is called Imitation Pair of Pairs. It's ceramics by Brenda Wolf, and it's made from brown stoneware, European florist crepe paper, underglaze, pan pastels, inks, and sealants. And I love this bruise on this pair. How many of us have had our lovely pair and then the unlovely bruise, something that we're faced with? Although Pair of Pairs has already sold by Brenda, so I can't offer to sell you this one. But if you would like to buy any of the artworks that we look at today, please visit the Art Gallery of Regina's website, www.artgalleryofregina.ca. This is another piece by Brenda Wolf. See. Is around the corner. This is called Tearful Pair of Onions, white stoneware, European florist crepe paper, underglaze, pastel, ink, sealant, and twine. And this piece by Brenda has also sold. So again, I can't offer to sell you this one, but we do have many pieces by Brenda, and I encourage you to have a look at all of them if you are indeed interested. And also Beat It by Brenda Wolf. And again, this is ceramics with European crepe paper, brown stoneware, European florist crepe paper, underglaze, pan pastel, ink, and sealant. And this piece by Brenda has also already sold. So thank you to those of you who have bought artworks from our website, artgalleryofregina.ca. And these works also are set off by this photograph by Wendy Nelson. This is White Crowned Sparrow. And it is photographed on metal. This photograph is also framed. And the cost for this photograph is $120. So that's a real steal. And again, if you're interested in purchasing one of these artworks or anything else from the member show and sale, you can go to www.artgalleryofregina.ca, or you could give us a call in the gallery 306-522-5940. Okay, and I'm just going to move over to this other pedestal here. And again, really grateful to Jess and her great pairings of these artworks. Really, I think, brings a little something extra to all the works. And also, it's great that we can do these online tours. Of course, we're disappointed that we can't welcome you to the gallery in person, but it is really nice for us to do this online, and you can get a sense of what these artworks look like in context. So this is called North of Ghost Town Blues, excuse me. It's an acrylic painted on plein air with copper leaf by Nikki Jaquin. And you can see here in the clouds, especially that copper leaf in the clouds. And it's a really lovely vision with these thickly scumbled clouds. It really gives you the sense of this turbulent sky and this really vibrant contrasting grasses being whipped up along the prairie. There's 3 more pieces on this pedestal by Brenda Wolf. Bulbous Trio, 3 garlic bulbs. This is white stoneware, European florist crepe paper, underglaze, pan pastel, ink, sealant, and twine. And this piece is still available, so certainly if you're interested in these charming garlic bulbs, get on that right away. As we can see, Brenda's work is very popular. It won't stick around for too long. So I'm just showing you a bit of a detail of the roots on this garlic bulb and also this leaf at the top of the garlic. So that is $75 for a bulbous trio. This tomato is called Plucked Tomato on Vine, also by Brenda Wolf. And this is brown stoneware and her other materials that she commonly uses, the European florist crepe paper, underglaze, pan pastel, ink, and sealant. And Plucked is $135. And this delightful Mandarin orange by Brenda is $65. And it is called Juicy Fruit Mandarin Orange, brown stoneware, European florist crepe paper, underglaze, pan pastel, ink, and sealant. And one thing I really like about Brenda's work is she includes all these little flaws, so we can see these kind of not quite ripe areas on the orange, and as well as this brown spot there. It's really, to me, it really adds to the uniqueness and the charm. So truly one of a kind ceramic artworks by Brenda Wolf. On this pedestal, again, another wonderful pairing of a small painting with some three-dimensional objects. So this painting here is Steeples in the Heat. It's an acrylic, also painted on plein air by Nikki Jaquin. And Nikki, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. So really a wonderful juxtaposition of color here, this kind of cool green and this hot mauve in the shadow. You really do feel the shimmering heat. And here we have I'm not sure where the label has gone. This is Turned Wood by Dale. And maybe the label is on the other side of the pedestal here, so I apologize. I will give you the information on this sculpture by Dale. We have another Turned Wood sculpture by Dale Lowe. This is called Maple Pod on Waves, $450. And it's really charming. It really does look like a giant seed pod here. You can see also this wonderful grain of the wood. Dale really has a lot of respect for his materials. And I'm just going to admit a couple of people into the waiting room here. There we go. They should be in now. And we have another amazing raw edge on this turned wood piece by Dale Lowe, and a beautiful variation of color as well. And I apologize, it looks like the labels for these pieces have gone somewhere, I'm not sure where. So please do have a look at Dale's work on our website, artgalleryofregina.ca. You can buy the works online through PayPal, or you can give us a call at the gallery, 306-522-5940, and we can do payment for you over the phone. And we have a trio of really delightful and eccentric sculptures by Ryan Arnott here. So this invention, there's something in Japanese, there's a concept called the shindogu, which means like a useless invention. And this is certainly a shindogu. It's Untitled Egg Beater, screwdriver number 6, blue. It's an egg beater blade and a screwdriver handle. And again, this is by Ryan Arnott, $800. Up here, kind of in pride of place, at the very tip top of our tower of pedestals, we have this eraser, another piece by Ryan Arnott, and it's called Untitled Eraser that says ink. And I hope I'm not giving too much away, but I found this incredibly clever because we're all familiar with the pink eraser with that big loopy P. And so it looks to me that, that Ryan has just removed the P from the eraser, and now it's become the ink eraser. So it's a real kind of contradiction where eraser is normally removing the writing, not something that would make writing like ink. And finally, there is an altered brush by Ryan Arnott, and this one is also called Untitled, brush that says touche, and I'm just going to try and come right in here. And this is also an altered ready-made. And this is $500 for the brush that says touche. There we go. Nice. So this lovely eccentric trio of conceptual artworks by Ryan Arnott. And then finally, coming around to this part of the pedestal, we have a collection of earrings by Melody Armstrong. And Melody is an incredibly accomplished jeweler and a long-term supporter of the Art Gallery of Regina. So we're really pleased to have her involved in our members show and sale. I'm just trying to get a nice shot of these without too many shadows. These ones, I believe, are butterfly, quartz butterfly wing earrings for $325. And then there are these two sets here with the purple behind the copper butterfly wings and kind of a dark blue behind the copper butterfly wings, kind of a cobalt blue. And these ones are also $325. And these ones here with these amber beads at the bottom. So these are clearly her amber butterfly wings, $325. Oh, my apologies. Sorry, these two sets here, these are $285. And then finally coming around here, light blue and gold butterfly wings, and these are also $285 per pair. So it's my understanding that my colleague Jess had done a virtual tour of 2 of the walls, including this one that I'm pointing my camera at now as I kind of get everything set up. So I'm going to start by taking us over to this wall over here. And I apologize for that noise of my cart as we go along. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit closer, actually. So we have this really fun print called Zach Goes Out. It's ink on cardstock by Michael Gronerud. And this little kind of anteater artist character wearing a beret is obviously in an exhibition, and he's looking at the art on the walls, and his comment is, "It's en merde." And this piece is sold for $125. Above this, we have a drawing by Les Sneesby called Rolling Stones. It's charcoal on watercolored paper, and it's $5.50. And again, if you have any questions or any comments, if you want a little bit more information, you can please type your question into the chat. Because I'm kind of doing a couple of things here, I'll get to your question as soon as I can. All right, and moving along, we've got another drawing here by Les Sneesby. And this one is called Two Teenage Friends Ride to the Beach in Italy. It's also a charcoal on watercolor paper. And you can see the incredible detail in Les's drawing, and also just this kind of joyousness. The one girl is kind of catching a ride off her friend who's got a moped, a motorized bicycle, so she doesn't have to pedal on her way to the beach. And above these pieces, we have Elvis by Donna DeCorby. And Elvis is acrylic, and it is $185. And I think I neglected to mention the price of this drawing by Les Sneesby. This is $4.75. Moving along, we have this mixed media painting by Marilyn Nelson, downtown Regina. It also looks to me like this is painted on board, not on a stretch canvas, so very durable, not going to warp. And, you know, I think we'll all recognize the goose sculpture that used to be in front of TD Bank in downtown Regina. And I just love kind of all of the different textures, both literal texture and the patterns that she has applied to the surface here. Really nice. Above this, we have The Wave by Dele Grant. And Dele is oftentimes doing her paintings en plein air, so standing there observing and painting, and you can really get the sense of energy and depth and movement from this painting of Dele's. The Wave is acrylic on board, and the price is $5.75. And then up here a little bit higher, I apologize, I'm not too tall. Hopefully my arms reach. This is called Surveying His Domain. It's an acrylic on canvas by Marianne Smisko. And I love there's a real delightful mystery to this painting, and also kind of like these moonlit bits of grass down here. And certainly this horse looks like very much literally the ruler of his domain. This is called The Pollinator. It's a painting by Margaret Anderson, and it is acrylic on canvas. Just going to zoom into this detail of this bee here. Very nice. And above this is actually surprisingly large to me. I haven't seen many of Gary Ann Seawick's paintings that are this large. This is called Manitoba Mennonite Garden, and again, it is acrylic on canvas by Gary Ann Seawick for $500. And I apologize, I once again forgot to mention the price of The Pollinator by Margaret Anderson, $330 for this painting. And I really love these together. It's kind of a beautiful story. And up here, this is called Trillium. It's an acrylic on canvas by Diane Srilov, and it is $450. And such a dramatic look, the white trillium against that dark, dark background. And Jess had posted this collection, or this I can't think of the word, sorry. this juxtaposition of artworks here. We've got this great juicy painting of a bale of hay called Winter Field by Tanya Nault. It's oil on gallery wrapped canvas, $210. And I had somebody ask me the other day, what does gallery wrapped canvas mean? So the wrapped canvas means that it's going to go around the edges of the stretcher and that the artist will paint over the edge. To say gallery wrapped, honestly, I'm not sure. Above this, we have this painting. Looks like it's showing some large ships, not sure what kind of ships, and pelicans, which of course are familiar to us here in Saskatchewan. Coastal Waters by Linda Cook, $4.25. And above these, we have In the Storm by Marcel Leblanc. And Marcel's works are very, there's such a sense of emotional line in her work. So we get this sense of this storm kind of, you know, tearing through this scene and, you know, this kind of freneticness in these small little lines here. These little scratches in the paint. This is The Beauty of Winter by Lynn Taylor. It's an acrylic, looks like it is on canvas, and the price for this is $290. So it's actually quite a lot of texture. Just gonna go in a little bit here so you can see the texture there. And above this, another painting by Lynn, and this is called Finally Time for Friends, and featuring one of our local landmarks here, the 13th Avenue Coffee House, and of course the Art Gallery of Regina is in Cathedral Village neighborhood of Regina. So this is a familiar sight to us. And once again, moving over a little bit on this wall. This is called Positively Perfect, painting by Marianne in acrylic, $149. And I think everyone is familiar, if you've been to our show and sales before, with Marianne animal paintings. And this one is certainly really indicative of what we've seen from her in the past, these really animated faces there, really appealing. Above this, we have a kind of long thin canvas by Linda Cook, and this is called Memories. It's an acrylic on canvas, $4.75. And actually on the grain elevator here, we'll see that it doesn't have the name of the town, but simply Memories. And above Linda Cook's painting, we have this painting by Linda Fox. It's called Stormy Day. It's an acrylic on gallery wrapped canvas for $200. And this sky is really quite stunning. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer to that because there's some, in these dark steely grays here, there's actually some pink in the clouds. It's really effective. So that's Stormy Day by Linda Fox. Okay, and taking you a little bit further around here. I'm just looking to see if anyone has joined the meeting, and I don't see anyone that I need to admit, but hopefully if I've been kind of slow at letting you into the meeting, hopefully you'll just wait patiently. This is called Row at Saskatchewan. It's an acrylic painting by Jim Hudson, $190. And above Jim's painting, we have a UV silk screen print by Florence Dusterback. I'm going to try and get out of the glare as much as I can, maybe if I go down a little bit. So I think this is really a charming print by Florence. It is framed, $160 for Grandma D by Florence Dusterback. And above Florence, we have another painting by Jim Hudson. This one is called 50s International, $210 acrylic on canvas. And again, sort of a familiar sight to many. This is called Valley Wonder. It's freehand machine embroidery by Shirley Wood, $415. It is framed under glass and matted. And I'm going to try and get a little bit closer just so you can appreciate all of the detail of Shirley's stitching here in the grasses. And as I mentioned earlier, you can view and buy all the artwork from the member show and sale on the Art Gallery of Regina's website. You can pay by PayPal there, or you could give us a call in the gallery, 306-522-5940. And I actually really like this Field of Yellow by Rhonda Sentes. It's an acrylic and $400. And again, just something that is kind of a familiar sight to many of us. And there's something about just the kind of simplicity of this, how restricted the palette is, and you know, it just really captures this scene of the canola field. And you know, some people consider our fields in the prairies like a sea of grass, and here we have a literal ocean side scene, or maybe just a lake scene, but this same kind of flat vista. This is called a Golden Hour. It's an acrylic and pouring medium by Rhonda Sentes for $275. And again, really beautiful juxtaposition of that warm peach with that cool blue. And some of you may be familiar with this artist, Wei or David Shui. And David is an artist who was trained in China, now makes his home in Regina, and is inspired by our local landscape. This is called White Buddy Trails 2. It's an oil on canvas for $210. And above this, we have a pastel on Me-10th paper by Rod Wood. This is called Hidden Valley Sage for $230. And as you can see, Rod's pastel drawing is framed under glass. And again, there's a lot of lovely mark making here, and a lot of beautiful addition of color. So just so many surprising little hints of color in Rod's drawing here, called Hidden Valley Sage by Rod Wood. And above Rod's drawing in pastel there is another painting by David. This is called White Buddy Trails 1. This is also an oil on canvas, $230. And I love, again, these kind of like pinky purple shadows, really lovely economy of strokes here to really give us the impression of this shadowy trail in the sunlight. We're getting close to the end of this wall here. So at the top here, we have an acrylic painting. It's All Golden by Bonnie McBride. And We can always see Bonnie's talent with color and rendering, and it looks like Bonnie has used some sort of special treatment on here. There's a lot of built-up texture on this painting. This is an acrylic painting, and it's $320. We have another pastel by Rod Wood. This is called Spring in the Valley, and it is pastel on sanded paper. And once again, I think especially Rod's drawings really need to be seen closely to appreciate how the scene has been built up with these various strokes in sometimes surprising colors that really add up to these natural prairie grassland colors. We can see here, you know, there's actually quite a lot of hot pink and turquoise in the grass, a little bit of orange and yellow and blue. So really quite extraordinary skill in pastel by Rod there. And below Rod is Shirley Wood. This is another freehand embroidery scene. This is called Hidden Valley. And $410 for this piece, which is also framed under glass. And again, I'm just going to go in and show you a little bit of the detailed embroidery by Shirley. It really is extraordinary, again, to build up all of this texture, all of this color through these stitches. So that is Hidden Valley, $410 by Shirley Wood. Right, and I'm going to start in the middle of this grouping here. This is called Southern Beauty by Jean Legros, $375. This is an acrylic on canvas. And below that, we have By the Lake, an acrylic and ink on paper by Marge Jessup. This is framed under glass, and this is $160. And also quite a large piece by Marge. And a lot of also quite a lot of interesting touches of color that sort of unexpectedly make up this foliage with the sun shining through. And above these, Old Way Bow Making, an oil on canvas by Maria Whaley, $275. And if you're familiar with our former gallery assistant from the Art Gallery of Regina, Diane Srilov, her style might be recognizable to you. I always love how she really is kind of noodly and abstract. This is called Stretching Out. It's an oil on canvas for $250, and Diane has also framed her canvas, so it's not painted black around the edges, that's the frame. And this extraordinarily well-rendered basket of garden vegetables. We're getting to that gardening time where our thoughts are turning to our gardens. This is called Barb's Bounty by Linda Peacock. It's an acrylic on canvas for $240. And I just love how really juicy these tomatoes look. Very shiny. Now, I know that Jess did cover some of the works on paper that are unframed from the print bin last time, so I'm going to save those to come back to. I'm going to do this wall and then our pedestals. And again, I invite you, if you have questions, please type it in the chat. And I'll try and get to that. As well, you can buy works from the members show and sale supporting local artists and the Art Gallery of Regina through our website, www.artgalleryofregina.ca. And you could also give us a call, 306-522-5940. And oh, it looks like the label for this one has fallen off, but I know that this one is also Linda Peacock. And again, I hope I'm saying people's names correctly. And this one has some really lovely dew on these wild roses here. At the top of this grouping, we have this impressive vase of white lilies, and it's titled White Lilies by Diane Srilov. And there is kind of a nice detail, just these little glasses down towards the bottom of the frame that I really like those. And in the middle of this group, we have this round canvas called Mysterious Place, acrylic on canvas by Julia Rustegueva, $750 for this piece by Julia. Oh, and I may have neglected to mention the price of White Lilies by Diana Sneesby. This is $550. And down here we have a painting by Larry Trask, acrylic on canvas. It's titled Pitcher Plant. And Larry's pitcher plant is $180. Beside pitcher plant is a watercolor framed under glass by Shelley Cochran. It's called Misty Mountain Meadow. And yeah, just amazing control of the watercolor media. You can see where Shelley has left either the white of the paper or a very light color there for the detail in the grass or the snow on the mountains. So amazing watercolor work. And another watercolor by Shelley, also framed under glass. This one is called Spring Bloom. It's $225. If I did not mention it, Misty Mountain Meadow is $260. And another floral watercolor. This is by Sharon Eisbrenner, and I think a lot of people may be familiar with Sharon's work again, always stunning in its detail. This is called Restraint Watercolor and Ink. Again, this is framed under glass, $395. And I wonder if I can get in just a little bit closer to some of these details. Again, I'm struggling because I'm so short. There are some really lovely detailed pieces of these flowers in here that are just so fascinating. The purple irises, and I don't know what these kind of clumps of gold there are, but they're really lovely and meticulously, beautifully rendered in really sinuous lines. This is a painting by Linda Tidball. It's an acrylic painting, $250, titled Necusp. So yeah, I think if we can't travel outside our province, we can do so through the art on our walls, and maybe you'd want to purchase Linda's painting of Necusp. Also by Linda Tidball, this is called Along the River. It's acrylic on birch panel, $450. Oh, excuse me, not Linda Tidball, Linda Fox. This is Along the River, acrylic on birch panel. And like, I'm just loving these colors in this autumn foliage here. And above this, another beautiful scene by Roberta Howe. This is called Side Effects. Again, a painting in acrylic for $400. I like how this sky is just very subtly purple against this yellow and green ground. This is called Day. It's an acrylic painting by Shelley Mcgilvery for $420. And I think many of us have seen Shelley's extraordinarily lifelike portraits of people, and this is no exception. And I also like this red in the skin, just a real real true observation of light reflecting and having some unusual effects. This is called Just Peachy. It's an oil on canvas by Madison Pascal, $275. And I actually really just like this grouping together. This green and orange all together is really quite stunning. And another portrait by Shelley Mcgilvery. This one is called Pink Hair Don't Care, and it is also acrylic for $420. And this lovely Reading House RM Hoodoo by Orla Howitt. It's an acrylic on canvas, $130. And above this, a painting by Maria Whaley, something that we're seeing a lot of, maybe not quite yet, maybe in a couple weeks, these downy yellow goslings on the creek or the lake or the rivers near you. This is called Mother's Love, $350. It's an acrylic on masonite. And another painting, lovely scene by Orla Howitt, Alberta River, acrylic on canvas for $160. Actually, I have to say these rocks are quite extraordinary. And this is a rather extremely large canvas by Marcel Leblanc, Gazing at the Sky, acrylic on canvas, $300. I'm just kind of zooming in to show you some of the details. Her really energetic and kind of eccentric brushwork reminds me a little bit of Marc Chagall, actually. So once again, that is Gazing at the Sky by Marcel Leblanc, $300. And a wonderful portrait here by Marianne Dubé. This is an acrylic on canvas, and it's titled A Study on Wisdom and Kindness. It is $400. And this almost looks like a shrine here. Another painting by Marianne Dubé, Remembering Grandma's House, oil on canvas for $300. And we've had some real interest in these bright, energetic, abstract paintings by Penny Bechard Milton. This one here is called Flashback, and I believe these are 20 inches by 20 inches, if that helps give you a sense of the scale of these. This is called Flashback, again by Penny Bechard Milton, $215. And there's really just so much to love in here. And above this is Hustle and Bustle, also by Penny Bechard Milton. And Hustle and Bustle is sold, but we do encourage you to check out Penny's other work. And above this is Pastel by Donna DeCorby, Dreaming in Color, $250. And this is framed behind glass. And And there is an intriguing pair here by Ryan Arnott. Many of you know that Ryan is quite a conceptual artist, so although these may look like the same artwork here, they are different. These are acrylic and archival archival ink on rag paper for $750, and it is framed under glass. And although it looks like it is stitched, it is an image. It's not actually stitched. It's an image of not cross stitch. I don't know what you call this, but a stitched image of a bowl of fruit, a still life of a bowl of fruit. And it's twinned with still life bowl of fruit pixelated, also archival ink on rag paper by Ryan Arnott. So you can see here he's making this kind of callback to the instructions that would be needed to needle point this composition with his pixelated version here. These are both paintings by Natalie White, and also the same sort of orientation, and so bright and juicy. This painting here is called Green Meadows. It's acrylic on canvas for $500. And this is really extraordinary. Again, these flaming trees and this charming rowboat turned upside down here. This is called Reflection, also by Natalie White, and Reflection is $650. And finally, coming to two pieces that are framed under glass here. This is called Moody Feelings. It's an alcohol ink piece by Mackenzie Pascal for $250. And this is Watercolor on Mylar, Abstract Number 1 by Kathy Cochran, and it's $200. You can see some really interesting techniques, really letting the media determine the form of the work for both of these artists here. And I have a one more pedestal to go back to. So we'll kind of take a trip along this wall. Once again, thank you for joining the Art Gallery of Regina as we join you over the internet from the city of Regina, Treaty 4 territory. These are some really extraordinary works. Clay and Found Material by Deb Potters. There's a trio of these. So one of these is over on the other pedestal that you would have seen yesterday. This is called Rise Above. As I mentioned, it's a sculpture by Deborah Potter. Clay and Found Materials, $225. And Deb's commentaries here on women and aging and how they are valued or devalued. So you can see that instead of being your typical sculpture of a woman standing on a pedestal, this woman is basically standing on a garbage can rather than a pedestal. So really truly profound statement by Deb. And did I mention the price of Rise Above is $225? So also, in my opinion, a real steal for that artwork. And there's another profound sculpture by Deb Potter. This is called Invisible. It's clay on stone base, but this piece is sold already But again, really profoundly has a lot to say about, for example, depicting the female nude in art, and also when women get older, how their place in society is often devalued and neglected. And this is a lovely watercolor, 11 by 14 inches by Dawn Gates. I'm just going to go in a little bit closer. It's called Forest Trail. It is framed under glass, and it is $95. And again, you can see the skill of a watercolor artist who knows how to leave the paper white. It's an immense skill. We have more ceramics here, and we really are lucky to have so many incredible ceramicists who are members of the Art Gallery of Regina. This plate here is called Round and Round by Anne McClellan. It is sold already, but I believe she has other similar works. And this extremely charming jar, it is a frog tea jar. And my apologies for my jerky camera work there. I really wanted to try and get this very sweet frog perched on top of the jar into the shot. As well, there are these 3 dragonfly bowls with this pour spout here, also by Anne McClellan, $70 for the set of 3, so great deal there. And the tea jar is $48, so really great prices from Anne McClellan. And Jess has done this very sweet juxtaposition with the frog tea jar and this painting by Candace Turk. It's called Hanging in There. So a really nice kind of scene there. This is another ink on cardstock by Michael Gronerud, and $50 for this one. It's called The Big Meowski. So if you're a big Lebowski fan, or you know someone who's a big Lebowski fan, you might be interested in purchasing this piece by Michael. And these 2 very quirky there we go. Every half hour, the camera just turns itself off. These 2 very quirky steins by Bryce Januszewski, $80 for each of these. One is called Pine, they're both called Pine Stein, I guess. They just have a different stain. And I believe that you could actually use them to drink from. And they're very large. I'll kind of put my hand there as a comparison. Okay, and I did mention Hanging in There by Candace Turk. It's an acrylic painting, $95. And another one of our fantastic jewelers that we're also very lucky to have as a member and supporter of the Art Gallery of Regina. This pedestal here is all jewelry by Maria Hendrika. These are Prairie Lily earrings, vitreous enamel, fine silver and sterling silver, $150. Try and do this without getting a shadow on it. Oh, there we go. That's much nicer. And also by Maria, this lovely, very kind of minimal and elegant silver necklace, wave necklace. It's sterling silver on an 18-inch sterling chain for $115. It's like a wave filled with bubbles, or kind of a little bit like a shark's tooth in shape, that wave. And wave necklace also has matching earrings, also by Maria. And And wave earrings are also sterling silver, $145. Oh, these really lovely lovely earrings here. They're called Oblique Earrings by Maria Hendrika, and they are also sterling silver, $90. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer. And they're just so elegant. This enamel necklace is called Seaside Necklace, vitreous enamel, fine silver, sterling silver, and an 18-inch silver chain, also by Maria Hendrika. This has sold, however, so thank you for supporting the Art Gallery of Regina and local artists. And finally, this pair of earrings, also by Maria. These are called Sunburst Earrings. I'm trying to capture the brilliance of this red stone in the middle of these earrings. Or maybe it's a piece of glass. Let's see. Simulated ruby and sterling silver. Yeah, it's so beautiful, and I'm really not able to capture how it really captures and reflects back the light in this really bright, flashing fuchsia red. So Sunburst Earrings by Maria Hendrika are $90. And I'll just take a quick spin around the gallery, and then I'll spend a couple of minutes going through the print bin with you. And then we will sign off and say goodbye. Oh, and Brenda had reminded me, I was groping for a word when I was describing Ryan Arnott's pieces, needle point. So yeah, we are very sad that we are not able to welcome you to our gallery to see the members show and sale in person. And we certainly hope that we'll have the opportunity to welcome you to the gallery in the future. Of course, when it is safe for everyone to be in the gallery. And I will do a couple of pieces from the print bin here. I am not sure which pieces Jess showed yesterday, so hopefully I don't repeat. So I'll start from the back, and maybe maybe we will not be overlapping. So the print bin, what we call the print bin here, these are unframed works on paper generally. So you're not paying for the frame, you can frame it as you wish. This is a watercolor by Yvonne Schock called Pretty in Peach. Oh, sorry, it's not a watercolor, it is multimedia, and it is $95, and really quite large. This is also by Yvonne Schock called Out Dam Ball, a watercolor. This is $70. And especially if you know a golfer, this might be something that you might want to consider purchasing for them. Probably they've experienced this frustration that this woman really seems to be experiencing. And another golf scene by Yvonne. This one is called The Swing. It is also watercolor. And it is also $70. Okay, and this is perhaps a little bit of an unusual media. This is pencil crayon on paper. This piece is called Lily by Dele Hunter, and it is $450. And again, I'm sure you can appreciate all of the work that goes into something like this. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I apologize for the reflection. But yeah, you can see so much work went into this, and also it's an extremely large piece. $450 for this drawing by Dele Hunter. And another piece by Dele Hunter. This is called Leaf Litter, and it is $550. It is also pencil crayon on paper. And again, you can see there's lots of detail. This is a particularly nice area of different color. And this is a graphite pencil drawing by Dele Hunter, and it is called Canadian Jewel, which is the name of this canning jar. And, oh, I apologize, my camera might be mirrored, in which case you won't see the writing the right way around. But please have a look at the photograph that Dele has supplied on the Art Gallery of Regina's website. And then we have this lovely small scale collage, an acrylic by Marcel Leblanc, only $25, and it's entitled Spring Delights. So if you're a fan of Marcel's work, this would certainly be a very affordable way to get one of her pieces in your collection. And this is another piece by Marcel Leblanc, Dancing Tulips. It's oil on paper, $65, and this one is a little bit larger than the other one. And again, I said Marcel's work kind of reminds me of Marc Chagall, and I love this really brilliant yellow against this dark and mysterious cobalt blue. And one more small piece. This is an acrylic piece by Marcel Leblanc called Seeker, and also $25. And as I mentioned, all of the unframed works on paper are great opportunities for people to collect artworks and to frame them, collect artworks in a way that's affordable, and also to frame them in a way that they would like. This is another UV silkscreen by Florence Dusterbeck. So lots of people will recognize the Pisanki or Ukrainian Easter eggs. And this is titled Grandma S, and $120. And there is this is a photograph from a rather extraordinary kind of photo diary of COVID times by photographer Gail Chin. This one is March 22nd, dark spring. It's a digital photograph, and I believe it is 148, but please check our website, www.artgalleryofregina.ca. And one of these prints, her Winterfield print has sold already, but that one is still available. And this is another photographic print by Gail Chin. This one is called Wild Roses on Wascana Creek, a digital photograph, 13 by 19. And again, I apologize, I'm not quite sure of the price there. It might be $150, sounds right to me actually. But again, please check www.artgalleryofregina.ca. You can buy online or you can give us a call, and we're happy to provide you with details that we don't have here, like exact dimensions and measurements. And this is another silk screen by Florence Dusterbeck. This is called Uncle Mac's Variant, or Untitled, I should say, Uncle Mac's Variant, $120 for this piece. And I just get such a sense of Uncle Mac's from this. I think I'll do 3 more from the print bin, and we'll end it there. If there's anyone that wasn't included in our online tours, my greatest apologies. And always, I do encourage everyone to check out our website, artgalleryofregina.ca, for more information or to buy these pieces. This is Grapevine Medley by Shelley Page. It's a 16 by 20 inch watercolor. And this is also a watercolor by Shelley Page called Misty Waterfall. And a third watercolor by Shelley Page. This one is called The Lily Pond. And with that, I will kind of tune out and say goodbye. We're a little after 5 o'clock, so I apologize for taking a little bit longer. I also apologize for forgetting to turn my headset microphone on, so you didn't hear all of my opening remarks. But thank you for joining the Art Gallery of Regina for part 2 of our members show and sale online tours. I hope that you enjoyed it. As I mentioned, please visit our website, www.artgalleryofregina.ca. And yes, I agree. Brenda had typed into the chat window, lovely works, everyone. And really, I agree. I think this is one of the best looking members shows we've had. Of course, I've only been here 1 year, so what do I know? But it is always a delight to see what our members are making and these extraordinary pieces that they have entered into our members show and sale. And such diversity of works too, so many different media, and so many interesting ideas about the world that we live in. So I really appreciate the opportunity to get to see all of your works, and I'm sure you also appreciate the opportunity to see each other's works. Once again, thank you for joining the Art Gallery of Regina. I'm just going to do a quick tour around the entire gallery, and then I will end.